Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the society we live in today, you and I are known by the tangible accomplishments we have under our belt. Whether it's the degree that we have, the university we went to, or the job title that comes under our name. It's never about the lives that we've touched, the people that we change, or the principles that we uphold. In theory, there's no problem in this, but in practice, there's a great problem. When society begins to dictate your goals, when society begins to tell you and define to you what success means, God is no longer in the equation. The pleasure of God is unheard of. Running after God is never done. If you run after society and you run after the pleasure of people, we know from our experience in life, as soon as you please a group of people, you displease the other. You'll never come to a stage where you're finally pleasing everybody. If we continue in this walk of life, within a few moments of our time, we'll realize that we've given up our life for people. We'll realize that we might have given up our family as well. And most definitely, our health will take a toll for the worst. Look at those people in society who you and I claim and understand as successful. Maybe the richest of individuals. When they started off in life, they wanted to be the most famous. They wanted to be the richest. They gave up all their time. Some of them come to a crossroads where they have to choose between family and wealth, and some of them choose wealth. And when it comes to their health, some of them have their health deteriorating at the same time. But once they reach their goal, when they're put on that pedestal, when they're the richest of the richest, what do you find tends to happen in their life? They tend to give away the same thing they were running after. What does that teach you and I? It teaches us that running after this world has little benefit in it. Of course, God doesn't say don't work hard. To the contrary, the Prophet, his family, his companions teach us to work extremely hard in this life, so long as we're earning a legitimate income. But then a time comes where we have to realize that even the work that we're doing is for the pleasure of God. In every walk of life, we have to work for His pleasure and not the pleasure of people. One of the results of working towards the goals of society, of trying to legitimize ourselves in society, one of the results is that we end up in extravagance. We end up using our wealth that we've accumulated simply to legitimize our status in society. Following on from that, we fall into a trait of showing off. That everything we do is to show off to society that I'm also at the same bar. Ali ibn Abi Talib has a profound tradition in which he tells you and I, "O sons of Adam, what's wrong with you? Why are you proud? Haven't you seen your true essence and reality?" He says, when you were born, you were a clot of blood. You were something that was impure. When you die, you become impure again. And somebody touches you, they become impure. And between these two states, you're simply a vessel that holds excrement and impurity within you. So what do you have to be proud of? God says in the Quran, "O mankind, you are poverty in its entirety." When we look at ourselves in the eyes of God, we see ourselves as not having accomplished anything. And anything we accomplish in this world, it's only because God's given us the ability to do so. So let us remember that we don't have to legitimize ourselves to the society around us. We don't have to conform to a certain status quo. So long as we live within the law of the land, we live within the laws of morality. And if God's pleased with us, that's what matters. If we continue in this rat race, before we know it, we'll be on our final breath and we'll have accomplished nothing. But if you and I run after God and run after pleasing Him, whilst working in the world, whilst raising a family, when we take our final breath, we'll know that we didn't legitimize ourselves in the eyes of people, but we legitimized ourselves in the eyes of God. And He'll be smiling at us, even if people are frowning. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.